I should wait.
What's up, guys, and welcome to Food Therapy. How y'all today?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Food
Yeah,
Therapy on this gorgeous Thursday. It's a
gorgeous.
little bit overcast and cooler here in BC. We went through a heat wave. We were up
We're
to
going through that now.
we were up to 49 degrees in some areas of BC. It was
Yeah.
crazy. Sorry, I'm just going to share us now. Sorry, as
Okay,
we go through
fantastic.
the motions of
I guess I could do
sharing
that too.
everything.
Yeah.
You
Okay. We're.
know
Oh my God! I'm sitting
exactly.
here looking at us. What's up? What's up? I'm sitting here looking at us live. I'm a big talking goob. All right. I'm just gonna share it. I
You
mean, I never
are.
even thought to do that. Okay, we might be doing some echoes. We got two people.
We
Oh, we
are
got, we got
live.
two. We got two. We got two. All right, I'm gonna turn this down. Okay,
Awesome. Yeah,
tell everybody
I
what we're
just
making,
shared
Siobhan.
it.
Tell everybody what we're making, Siobhan.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's kind of funny. This is a recipe. It's a green bean and corn salad that we are making instead of with green beans. We are making with asparagus. I had green beans yesterday. I made this salad yesterday and I took it to a barbecue. So when I went back to buy my ingredients, it wasn't there. I had heard Stephanie say she was going to make hers with asparagus. So I went and bought asparagus. So this is green beans, asparagus, red onion, corn on the cob, which Stephanie and I were going to take the corn niblets off. Basil, because who doesn't love basil?
Oh, fresh
Cherry,
basil.
cherry tomatoes, and an Italian dressing with Dijon. So basically Italian
Yes,
dressing, but you can make
Dijon.
your own Italian dressing, which is what I do. And I make it with
Yes.
olive oil. You can make it with red wine vinegar or white wine vinegar. There's a subtle difference in the taste. And then I got my Dijon, my oregano, and my basil and garlic and onion powder for that. So here we are. Welcome. Our theme is
Yeah.
black and white today. Um,
Black
uh,
and
you know,
white today. I'm wearing black and white.
Stephanie and I, right before we got on, these are things that we say to each other that you don't say in the normal world. We're prepping and talking to each other because we do a pre-show, and she
Yeah.
says to me, "Oh, wait a minute, I just have to go put on my antlers." Now, it was
Yeah.
just such a thing in conversation that you never
Yeah.
say, but it made sense. I'm like, okay, you go put on your antlers, and then I realized that just so funny that we're doing a cooking show with
Yeah.
antlers.
And you know what? You know
So
what? I wanna say that the reason. So not that I don't like green beans, but I definitely really highly prefer asparagus better. But also, hey Jacqueline, what's going on, girl? Green beanless. I'm gonna tell you something about asparagus because I think that well, I'm pretty sure that asparagus adds more nutritional value. It brings about sulfur to the body that helps cleanse and detox the body. Where green bean definitely got yes. So and Beef Rick and Licious, one of the main concepts of my show is to bring. It's not about just being light and lighter and less calorie. It's about being really full of health and nutrition and however a way. Like for instance, substituting Greek yogurt for mayo or sour cream. The Greek yogurt, you cannot tell a difference in the flavor, but it adds nutritional value like the probiotics
mm,
that sour cream and
yes,
mayo do not.
yes. And it's like
However,
everything. You can add. You can buy spinach. You don't need to cook spinach and eat spinach. Spinach is such a versatile food. I put it in my chocolate protein shake every day for
yeah, oh
iron, and
yeah,
yeah,
oh
yeah, and
yeah,
the way you can sneak vegetables into your diet and without even people really knowing that you're putting
hmm
vegetables in your
yeah,
diet.
absolutely,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Uh, we're also going to play a game of Never Have I Ever. I've got a list of, last week, if you were watching us with Carol Boston, she's still talking about how much fun she had on our show. And Carol, if you are watching, you are welcome back anytime.
I would
We have a
love to
guest.
have.
We have a guest lined up for July. Jax Natalie is coming
Yes,
on the show. I'm so
yes,
excited. Next month, I think it's July 22nd. my great friend and mentor, and both of our business coach,
Both of our
Natalie.
business coaches, yes.
Natalie Flanagan Thomas is going to be here for the hour or for the 45 minutes, and she is so excited, and we're excited to have her
Yes.
come along with us as
I'm
well.
loving that.
It's
I'm
going to be
loving it that
great.
we're bringing. I'm loving it that we're bringing people on. That we're. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just
Oh
it
yeah.
adds such a different element and just a unique and something different to do every once a month. And just like
Well,
the games that we're incorporating into these two episodes.
Well, we can, if you know Stephanie and I, and you've been a regular viewer of our show, you know that Stephanie and I can talk and talk and talk. We've been offline before we
Exactly.
started. We
Yeah.
hooked up at, 10 after 12. And we've just been gab, 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 gab,
Yeah.
because
Yeah. And I
we
even
love to
said,
talk.
girl, we could actually just be talking right now about, and this be part of it because this isn't just about, you know, uh, I don't like the word preach, but for lack of a better word, preaching at people to live an empowered and
Yeah,
inspired life. I mean, this is
yeah.
really about just Siobhan and I getting on and just having, or just fun. And like Siobhan said, yeah, it's not like, oh shit, we're on food therapy. Oh, now we got to be healthy and talk about
Yeah,
positive
well,
living.
yeah, let's get that mindset going. Let's stop talking shit about everything in the world. Yeah.
Right,
Um,
yeah, and it's
I,
not like that.
I do want to share before we get into the fun and games of Never Have I Ever. I had a light bulb moment today at breakfast with my husband, and I did a live on my business page, Siobhan Spark Up Community, plug plug plug, and it was about waiting for somebody to come and rescue me or rescue you, or waiting for happiness to show up at your door. And this is just a little example of how it can appear in your life without you realizing it. So my office upstairs, if you've ever seen me on a live or a Zoom, I like to call the color baby turd brown is the paint that my office is painted in upstairs. When we bought the house, that was the color. It was a spare room. We didn't really care. But the more I've been on Zoom over the last, 16 months,
Yeah,
17 months,
yeah,
every time I'm in the office, in the background on Zoom, if I don't have a virtual background on, because some of the things that I'm involved in, they don't want you to have a virtual background on. They want it to be totally real. And all I can look at is this brown turdy paint going, oh my God, this looks awful. Like, I have to paint this. I have to paint
yeah,
this. I
yeah,
have to paint this. Day
yeah.
after day after day after day, complaining about the color of my office. You know
Hmm.
what? No one is knocking at my door. Hi, Siobhan. Yeah, this is the guy with your paint that you want, and I'm just going to come up and paint your office so you can stop complaining about it. You know who's going to buy the paint and paint my office? Me. And
You, exactly,
me. So
exactly.
at breakfast this morning, again, I'm saying to my husband, oh my God, like I really got to paint that office. And I wait,
Hmm.
you know what? If I had bought paint a month ago, 2 months ago, 6 months ago, and done this wouldn't be a thing. That's right. No one is coming to rescue me. No one is going to
Right.
show up at my door with paint and do it for me. I got to do it myself. So, my question is,
Yeah.
or my thought for the day is there
Not anything in
something in
life.
your, are you waiting for somebody to show up and fix something for you, or to make you happy, or to help you in the next step in your life? Like, yeah, so that was my epiphany on that. And I have talked about this before, waiting, like nobody's going to do it for you. But to take it down to the simplest of things, like painting, it was really an eye opener for me. And what else am I waiting? What else am I waiting for people to do for me?
Right.
It's a good
Or
question.
just or waiting to give yourself permission to just take action. Because sometimes we're waiting on our own self to make a decision. It's not about thinking that somebody's going to come and save us, but it's like, what do I leap? Do I leap? Do I jump?
Yeah.
Do I do this? And it's about
Yes.
just give yourself permission. So I just wanted to say I am adding. So I mixed up. my asparagus, red onion, and basil already with sea salt and
Ooh,
pepper. And I'm going to go ahead and add that to the corn. And there goes the fork.
awesome. I'm just making,
Fantastic.
I'm just making my dressing right now.
Nice. I haven't even
But
started that.
yeah,
I was just
I'm
putting
doing
in the
that right now.
bowl.
And, yeah,
This looks
that right now.
delicious. This looks
It is really, it is deep
delicious.
frickin' delicious. What am I missing here? Oh, I'm missing my garlic powder. Is that what's missing?
And I'm
I thought
actually
I
going to
had
do a
garlic.
little bit of that just in the, I'm going to do some.
No. Oh, there's my garlic powder. That's what's missing. There
So
we
I'm
go.
going to a 4th
So,
of July party on Sunday, and
are
I
you?
think I'm going to make this. If Tracy Carter is watching, girl, I think I'm going to make this and bring to your party. But let me tell you about what I'm doing with this batch. So I go to the gym. I go to 2 different gyms. I go to
Yeah.
Planet, and I do cardio on the elliptical. And then I go over to Gold's, and I do my weight training. And now
Yeah.
I'm doing this circuit training. Anyway, what's hilarious is when I go, so I've still got on high socks. And I usually have on like a, different little workout top, whatever. But I wear
Yeah.
these knee-high socks with shorts. And there's a guy who's so sweet at the front desk who started talking to me, and he's like, one day he's like, "Oh my God, you got your own style." I was like, "Hell yeah, I do." He goes, "You don't care, do you?" Like, meaning I don't give a rat's ass what people think. And I was like, "Holy shit, you read that?" But anyway, he's so cool, and we talk every day. And he was telling me, I was telling him about my cooking show. I was telling about my Empowered Conversations podcast, and he may be on watching. I know that one of the other guys at the front desk today was like, "Hey, I think Davey, I think his name is Davey. I think I'm saying that right. He left, and he was supposed to give us a link to your Empower Conversations yesterday, but then he left and he didn't leave it." And I said, "Well, here, let me go get you some cards." I checked in some of my Deeper Rick and Licious cards. I'm like, "There's my
Yeah.
website. There's how to get one hold of me on Facebook." I was like, "But today we're doing food therapy at 3:30." He's like, I'm gonna take a break and watch you on the big screen." So I hope he's work. I mean, I hope working. I hope he's watching. Whoop
I
whoop!
hope you're
I'll be talking to you tomorrow.
watching. I hope you're
Yeah,
watching.
I gotta
I'm
start
hoping maybe
addressing.
some of my the people that normally work today who have a day off
Oh
might be
yeah,
watching. So if you are
hopefully,
watching,
hopefully.
yeah, if they're commenting on I guess if they comment on my feed, I don't know if you see that. So I'll have to go
No,
back and
because
look.
you are sharing this separately,
I
and
I
I'm
am.
actually sharing it. So we've got 3 streams going right now, I believe.
Oh, excellent. Good. So Stephanie,
Yes.
we're going to do Never Have I Ever Lost a Bet.
Oh my God. Uh, so if we, well, yeah, I've definitely lost a bet because Tyler and I, we have this thing. We've been doing it since we first started dating. We're like, "I bet you $5. I bet you $5." Well, my new thing to say is, "I bet you $1 billion." Blah 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 blah, and then I'll go, "Hey, but regardless of who wins, we'll both be rich."
That's right.
Yeah, we'll both be rich.
That is
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So what do we
I
do? So
never,
what if we do if we? So what if we have like if because
oh,
clearly everybody's lost a bet.
we're not,
You know.
yeah, we don't have a drink ready. I think it's just fun to have the conversation as opposed to
Okay.
just,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. That's
because I
perfect.
don't,
Yeah.
yeah.
And hey, for
You
the
know,
audience, guys, you know what? Let's take some audience never have I ever's. Guys, Jackal and whoever's watching, I can see 3 people on this particular stream, but
okay.
hopefully we'll see all your comments. Start. What have you? Give us something. Never have I ever.
Yeah, give us a Never Have I Ever. Some of these are
We
really
don't
lame, like
see it.
never have I ever been on a boat.
That's
Like
certainly
everybody's,
easy. Oh my
yeah,
God, I got to tell you a hilarious story. One of the best times on a boat. So I used to, this was back 2009 till about 2012 or 13. Anyway, every single weekend there is this, it used to be this huge tie up in a
yeah,
place called the Sandbar. And there'd be like 3 and 4 rows, like 300 or 400 boats out there. And all the boats were tied to one another. So one would pull in, they'd rope, to each. Anyway, and the second summer, that we did, this was summer of 2010, the first weekend out. There were 4 of us boats. We were all 4 boats filled with friends, like 25 of us. Well,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we always went to this place called Hot Hole, and it's over there by the energy plant. And there's a body of water where there's no nuclear waste or anything, chemicals or anything bad,
Mm.
but it heats up the water. It heats up the water. And so we call it the Hot Hole. We go there late at night, or not late at night, but the day was over. Well, anyway, we're all still tied up, four boats. I mean, obviously we're going real slow, and we had the music going, and there's one guy filming, and it's like four boats tied, and we're just like, and me and this other girl are just dancing and acting the fool, and he's like showing like this other group of people who are just kind of sitting there, and these other people, and this one girl's just doing this. I mean, we're not like on drugs or anything. We're just like, and it was just like that. It really was an enormously amazing experience. So yeah.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah. I've been on many a boat. Okay. Never have I ever used a fake ID.
I got another funny story.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
So this fake ID I used to use when I was 18. Okay, so I had really curly blonde hair back then. I did sun in, so I'm naturally this color. But
Yeah.
for most of my adult life, I was a blonde. Anyway, and we used to go to this place called He's Not Here. He's Not Here. And anyway, they the guys, especially at the beginning of like when Chapel Hill went back to school, UNC Chapel Hill, the ALE were out for like 3 weeks, and then as soon as the ALE were gone, were gone, they were just like weren't strict anymore. I had this ID. Okay, remember curly blonde hair. I'm about 100 pounds.
Right. Yeah.
This girl had straight blonde hair. She had big brown eyes. I had blue eyes, big brown eyes, and she was probably, 50 or 60 pounds, larger than me. Not to say,
Yeah.
she was overweight or anything, but the
Yeah.
guy would go, roll his eyes, shake his head, just go on in. Like, he's like, just go on in. So,
Oh
funny
my
story. What about you,
gosh.
Siobhan? What about you,
You
Siobhan?
know, because I think I looked so unique, I never had a fake ID. But what I used to do, now my birthday's actually on July 4th, and what I used to do when it turned the year that I was so I turned 19, which was 1984. I would use my ID because people would, when they'd ask me what my birthday was, like between April, I mean, really, I'd say, oh, it's April 7th because it would be the 4th month, 7th day. It's, yeah, that's about as far as that went for fake ID. So I've never had any, I never had any fake ID at all. Never. Oh, this is a good one. I have a story. Anyway,
Girl. Okay, and I just want to say, you remember, you just said your birthday was on July 4th. Okay, one of the first times we actually ever talked on the phone a few months ago, I remember you telling me that, and you were like, yeah, I always thought that America was celebrating my birthday when I was a kid. I loved it. That was so cute. Anyway,
I did. Never have I ever fought in public.
Girl, I've done all of this shit.
I fought in public. I have fought in public. Yeah. Now I'll tell you my story. So I was in university, and we were at a bar downtown Halifax. I still lived in Halifax, so early 20s. And there was a high school friend of mine who I thought might be gay.
Okay.
And so we're like 2 or 3 years out of high school. And so we're in a bar, and we run into this guy and a couple of our other high school friends. And this guy is loaded drunk, and he comes after me. And he's like this, you fucking bitch. And he takes me and he pushes me. And right away, we're in a bar. He's like, you fucking thought I was gay? You fucking spread that rumor around in high school that I was gay? Which I didn't. I didn't even know there was a rumor. But he was fighting me and wanting to fight, and people were holding him back. And I thought, you were holding on to this for like 3 years? Yeah. So anyway, that was one of the fights that I had in public where somebody came after me. Yeah,
Um,
so that's the one that
holy
comes to
shit.
mind for me.
Did he, and he physically, like, he just pushed you or did he hit you?
He physically pushed me. Yeah, like he put his hands up and he pushed me. I had another fight. Same thing. I had an ex boyfriend many years ago. This was many years in my 40s, and I showed up. We both used to skydive, and
Uh-huh.
I showed up at the drop zone that we both went. He thought that he had ownership, because we had the same mutual friends, and he thought that
Right.
once we broke up, he's like, I have the drop zone. The drop zone's mine. And I was like, I used to go to this drop zone like almost, 10 years before you were even on the scene. It's not your drop zone. It's like
Right.
everybody's drop zone. But I stayed away because he was so bitter and angry. But then I did show up
So,
one day. I didn't tell anyone.
uh-huh.
I showed up because I'd been away for like 2 months, and I thought, this is ridiculous. These are my friends, and I'm avoiding this
Oh,
area because of this. So when I showed up, again, just shoving. Except this time he shoved me right up against the wall and I fell down. And again,
oh
he's
my
like,
God.
"You effing bitch! You told me you'd never come here again," and da 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 da. I did end up calling the police on him after, and he
Right.
ended up taking anger management courses because there was a few things that and that wasn't the only reason I did. There were a few smaller incidences that happened before that set off my
Right.
spidey senses, and I didn't
Right.
do anything about them. And people were like, "Oh, you should call the cops or you should let them know," because he was very bitter about it. And I finally did. He ended
Oh
up taking
yeah.
anger management courses. But that was
Right.
that. Um, yeah. So
Um,
that was
I
my.
got wow. That I mean that's pretty crazy. I mean that's very violent. I have a similar story where the guy didn't get violent. He was really really offended. I was at this place called Chutney's in Chapel Hill, and like in Chapel Hill when I moved out of the house when I was 18 years old, every single night different bar you went to. Monday was
Mhm.
Hams, Tuesday was He's Not Here, Wednesday was Four Corners, Thursday was Trolls, Friday was Spanky, Saturday I think might have been He's Not Here again, but Sunday was Chutney's. And literally at 18, I'd get off work from waiting tables, and I was like, okay, so I went to Four Corners last night. Today's Thursday. That's all I
Yeah.
think about. When you're 18 and you're not legal to drink. Anyway, and I didn't even
Yeah.
hardly drink back then. I just, went out and was social. But I was at Chutney's this one Sunday night, and there was this really good, this really cute guy, and I was hanging out with my friends, and him and I kept like kind of looking at one another. And about I don't know, half an hour later, he comes over and he's like, "Hi, my name is Patrick. What's your name?" And I still do this, because it's funny. I said, "Hi, I'm Gertrude. Nice to meet you." And no, seriously, no, and I had done that, several times, and, and
Mhm.
and people saw the humor. Anyway, this guy goes, "Fuck you! No, it is not. I've been staring at you for the past half an hour, and I finally didn't have the nerve to say something to you, and you be a bitch." And I'm like, "No, I was being funny." I was like, "No, I'm sorry.
Oh
Oh my god, I'm being
my
But
god.
then he said, "I know. I'm just carrying on with you." Yeah. So we wound up talking and hanging. That was hilarious.
Oh my
I know he was
god.
pissed.
Yeah. Wow.
Fuck you. No, it is not.
Ooh, no one's named Gertrude anymore.
Yeah, and then I wound up dating a guy later. His mama is named Gertrude.
Gertrude, of course, of course.
Yeah, call her Gertie.
How
So go ahead,
how
tell us
about
what's the next one.
never have I ever skipped out on a bill?
Huh? I don't think I've done that. I don't.
I Yeah, I worked in the restaurant business for years, and so I have a
Yeah,
respect because we called them dine and
absolutely.
dash, and
Oh yeah.
what we would do, yeah, and then yeah. So no,
And
I've never
I don't even think anybody's ever done that to me because I waited tables for years as well.
once. Hold on now. I have I have a silent member in the audience today named Graham, and he's actually
Silent.
he's holding up his finger and saying one time. When was that? Oh, we didn't pay. Oh, I wasn't with you. Oh, Graham is saying
Uh,
one time.
oh, Graham did it one
Oh,
time.
Graham skipped them.
Hey, and you know what?
Oh, the food. Graham says
You
that
know,
his food.
and you know what? We've got a comment from Jacqueline. She says, "Never have I ever worn Crocs." Oh, I used to wear Crocs all the time.
I've never worn Crocs. I've tried them on, but I haven't worn them as a mode of footwear.
We used to
Um,
order a giraffe of wine, a carafe of wine, a giraffe of wine to see if they would call us on it. I mean, now I've snuck into bars. Okay, so me and one of my girlfriends. Oh my God, I'm such a big honking goob. We were going to a New Year's Eve party. This was like 2005 or six, and my friend. Okay, so there were no more tickets. You had to
yeah.
pay for your tickets beforehand. You had to show up with your ticket in hand. But a bunch of my friends were there, and they're like, Stephanie, you got to meet us. You got to figure out a way. And anyway, this girl and I, we show up. I said, girl, just follow my lead. And this has to do with just act like you know what you're doing and people think you do. So we walk in and we're going by the long table where they're taking people's names and their tickets. Anyway, and as we're approaching the table, I went, "What's up?" And I like the guy was like, he looked at me to take my, and I was like, "Oh, what's up?" And I just kept walking and she followed me and they never said shit. Yeah. And there's also, I like this one. There's always somebody named Mike. Okay. We're with Mike to get into places. We were down, a good friend of mine, we were down at the Food Network Food and Wine Festival in South Beach, Miami, and we were going to the Versace house. Well,
Hmm.
my friend Mike Speziali, you should be watching. I'm not sure if he is. He was like, Speziali! Anyway, he was telling me about this beautiful, the tile and the pool, the outdoor pool at the Versace house. He's like, you've got to see this just elaborate tile in this pool. And that's all I wanted to see. Anyway, so we get our drinks. We're drinking this pink champagne in the bar inside the house, and we go to do. There's a tour, or I mean, you can go tour the house. He said, "Come on, let's go out to that pool." Well, we're approaching the pool, and there's a door, and there's a bouncer at the door, and he was telling somebody, in front of us, "Oh, I'm sorry, there's a private party out there." And the people were like, "Oh, okay," and they walk off, and Mike's like, "Fuck, I really want you to see." I was like, "Follow me." So we go out, and he said, "Say, I'm sorry, guys, this is a private party." I said, "Oh, we're with Mike DeLaggio." He goes, "Oh, okay." And he lets us out, and we go outside, and I didn't want free drinks. I wasn't trying to eat anybody's food. I just wanted to see the pool. Anyway, and
Yeah.
we're standing there at the pool, and I'm like, wow, that is so stunning, gorgeous. Anyway, the girl who was working the front door, she sees this going on, knows that we weren't a part of the private party, I guess, and runs out there and tells the bouncer, "Look, they're not supposed to be, they're not with this party." So he comes over, he goes, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but this was a private party." And I kind of just laugh, and he's like, "It's not funny." I'm like, all I wanted to do was see the pool tile. But anyway, and they didn't kick us out. They just said they kicked us out of the party area, but they said, you're going to have to go back to the bar. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
it's
my
like
gosh.
I'm such a yeah. I'm not trying to steal or take, from other people, but sometimes I
Yeah.
don't necessarily follow rules.
Yeah. All right. So how about never? Okay, here's another one.
Okay.
Never have I ever had to go to court. Now,
Girl, I used to
I'll
get
tell you.
pulled like it was my job. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so I haven't had to. Oh, Graham walks by and he goes twice. Really? Okay, I need to have a discussion. Who have I married? No, Graham's gone to court twice. Interesting. I've gone to court,
I
but
love
not for
that Graham's
myself.
on our show today. Go ahead, say that again.
Yeah. So I've gone to court, but I had to testify. I had
Oh,
to.
okay.
So years ago, I had to testify twice for the same guy. Now, the first time I went to court for him,
Mm-hmm.
he was arrested on a DUI, and
Uh-huh.
we were again. This is in our 20s. This is at Halifax. I'm in the hospitality industry, and he was driving a vehicle down a one-way road the wrong way in Halifax. And he got pulled over for DUI, and he had to go to court. And we decided the best thing to do would be, of course, to lie about how much he had to drink, because he was fighting it, saying, so my lie, I got on the witness stand, and we're talking, and the guy, the prosecutor asked me, how much, do I drink with this person often? And I'm like, oh yeah, we drink together all the time. And he's like, how much does he usually drink? Now, these are, of course, are questions I'm not prepared for. I don't know. I got my lie. I've got all my lies ready on the witness stand, but I don't have questions prepared in my head. So he says, oh, well, how much does your friend drink? And I said, I don't, not a whole lot. And he's like, so, how long would it take him to drink a beer? And I said, it probably takes about 5 minutes to drink a beer.
Siobhan.
He was like, oh, really? He was like, so how long were you out that night? And I said, well, we're not very long, And he said, so let me get this straight. Your friend can drinks a beer every 5 minutes. And I said, yeah, I think so, about that. He said, so in an hour, your friend would drink 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Your friend would drink 13 beer in an hour. And then that's when I realized, and he knew that I was lying. But I had to stick to it. And I was like, yeah. He would drink. And my friend who's at the witness stand is like this, like shaking his head, because but it turns out that same friend was stealing from the restaurant that we worked at, and I found it out, right? Like, I discovered that he was stealing, and I had to go to court again, and this time testify against him, right? So my 2 times having to go to court, and they're both for the same guy.
Well, I have been in court. I used to live my life in court. I used to get pulled like it was my job. And while I did talk my way out of 9 every 10 times that I got pulled, for every 10 times you're going to eventually get a ticket. And I used to always go to court to get the tickets reduced. And I have a funny story that I tell in my autobiography, and the title of the chapter is "I Used to Get Pulled Like It Was My job." And so there's quite a few funny stories
oh my God, can't wait.
In my autobiography. Yeah.
Cannot wait to read that.
So, I'm trying to think. So, never have I ever been arrested.
Did we do that? I've never been arrested. I will tell the story of this was actually my comedy act. So when I was in grade 8, I was a big practical joker. My girlfriend and I were big practical jokers, especially with the phone. And we never used to have call display at that time. And so we used to have a lot of fun calling cabs to people's houses and then watching the cab pull up and then, not doing anything, just watching the cab pull up and then the person come out of the house like, I didn't call a cab. And so one time we decided, well, let's escalate this calling a cab and let's order some pizzas to a house, because won't that be fun? We'll order a bunch of pizzas. So my grade 8 teacher, we ordered 13 extra large pizzas. Oh no, it wasn't to his house. This was 13 extra large pizzas to a stranger. We picked a name in the phone book, and we thought, wouldn't it be fun if you're just sitting at home and then 13 extra large pizzas come to your door? Oh, that's hysterical. So we ordered, and they asked for our phone number. So of course I gave them my home phone number, because that's what you do, don't you? We're in grade 8. And so we ordered the extra large pizzas, and they called back to confirm. And we were like, yeah, we did. We ordered 13 extra large pizzas. Great. Heard nothing of it. Our teacher didn't live in our neighborhood, so we don't know what the outcome was of it. We just thought, and we went to school the next day thinking, oh, maybe he'll mention it. Like, you wouldn't believe the funniest thing happened last night. But he didn't mention it, and it was like a non sequitur. So I get home that afternoon. My mom gets home a little bit after me, and I'm sitting we're sort of in the living room, and a cop car pulls up to our driveway. And my mother, in all of her drunken innocence, says, what's the call? What are the police doing here? Did I park wrong in the driveway? And I think, oh no, I know why the police are here. They know that we ordered those pizzas because of the fucking phone number. Now, at the time, we didn't realize that all of that. But yeah, cops knock at the door. Yeah, apparently there were 13 extra large pizzas ordered from this phone number that didn't match this address. So long story short, my girlfriend who I did this with, who lived down the street, she's right, call her right away. Oh my God, the police are here. And yeah, so we got a stern talking to from the police about the food waste, the labor, the embarrassment, and all that kind of stuff. And please don't do that again. So that was the closest that I've ever come to being arrested, was being a prankster in grade 8.
Well, I will. You'll have to wait and what? Well, actually, y'all, I'm going to be reading. One of the ways in which you'll be able to purchase my autobiography is through a downloadable video where I'm going to record myself reading my autobiography.
Oh my God!
I write how I speak, and I think it's going to be hilarious. So my story of getting arrested is in the book, and it is hilarious.
Oh, awesome! I want to show you this salad. Look at this.
Yeah, girl.
If you need to go to a barbecue, and I will write down the ingredients. This is like the best. Have you tasted it yet? I'm going to taste mine.
Amazing. And
yes,
it is absolutely. And you know what else would be good in here? Cilantro.
Oh my God! Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's got basil. The flavors in this is bursting. Like the colors in here. Look at this tiny bowl. I don't have all our bowls are in the dishwasher. Oh my God! So fresh.
It is
that basil. I swear to God, you could add basil to anything.
Y'all, this is an outstanding salad. This is an outstanding salad, guys. It turned out amazing. It's crazy. I'm bringing this to the cookout on Sunday. I'm bringing this to the cookout on Sunday, Tracy. And
that's beautiful.
Asparagus. Yeah.
Yes.
So it was really good.
The asparagus is really nice.
I didn't drown mine with the dressing.
No, I didn't either. No, I still have a bunch of dressing left.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is outstanding.
This is like,
if you're just joining, we've had a couple people jump on. You need to go back and rewatch from the beginning. We have played Never Have I Ever, and Siobhan and I have been sharing hilarious stories. Some really funny shit stories. And we posted the recipe. I have a question. I posted the recipe, didn't? Yeah, I did. For the Cuban fish tacos. God, they were amazing.
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
They were really good. I just let you post your recipe. I don't think I posted mine. Okay, this salad is so delicious.
So good.
I cooked my corn and my asparagus on the barbecue. So I've got a little bit of a grill flavor to it. So
I want to give a tip about corn. So what I learned to do a few years ago is you buy corn already in the hut, like keep it in the husk. You soak it in water for 20 minutes. So you soak your 4 ears of corn in the water for 20 minutes, and then you go out to the preheated grill, and you put each ear of corn, and then you put a timer for 5 minutes, literally. And I did this today, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You go out there, you turn it quarter. Put the lid down. 5 more minutes. Go out and turn it another quarter. 4 times. So it's a total of 20 minutes cooking the corn. And like I said, and we both put our asparagus. I put it in a tray on there like the last 5 minutes. And this was perfect.
Yeah,
It was
it is
so
really
delicious.
good. And I had it with the green beans, and they're equally my favorite. The green beans and the asparagus,
Yes. Yes.
equally delicious. Equally
And
delicious.
guys, you'll have to go. Like, we're getting people jumping on again. You have to go back and watch them again. And we played Never Have I Ever, and Siobhan and I both have shared some hilarious stories. And there's so many
Mm-hmm.
more to come. So,
Oh my gosh,
oh,
yes. Yeah. All
and
right.
avocado, fresh avocado. Like I wouldn't mix in here because it becomes mushy, but it was something that I would chop up a nice, not too ripe, but a nice,
Yeah.
not too firm, perfect avocado, and put that on here. Cilantro would be great. Maybe even some,
Oh yeah.
oh God, tarragon. I couldn't find tarragon at the store, and I don't
Oh,
have enough.
tarragon would be, yeah.
Oh, I don't have
Yeah.
enough in my garden to have put it in here. But the fresh basil
Very
was good.
versatile.
There's just so many different ways, guys, that you can prepare
Yes.
this roasted corn salad. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. It is delicious. It is delicious. Yeah, for
so
sure. Yum. Yeah.
I think we's good. And thank
I
you,
think we're
Jacqueline,
good.
for your. So I guess Jacqueline, you have worn Crocs, right? Or you have not worn Crocs. I used to wear them in the OR all the
I
time
think
because they're
Jacqueline has
very
worn. I
comfortable.
think Jacqueline has worn Crocs, but not in public. That's what I'm going to say. Knowing Jack, she probably has, but not in public.
I keep getting a weird sound. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I can know. Oh, okay. I keep getting a beep, beep. I wonder if my
Oh.
earbuds are dying. My earbuds
Oh, maybe
dying.
they are. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's perfect because we're at the end of our show anyway.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining Food Therapy. We'll post
Thank
this
you.
recipe, and like I said, go back to the beginning almost because it was quite a fun and funny show. Bye,
It really was.
everybody.
Bye.
Woo-hoo.